I like click subscribe, do all that, you already know what time it is. It's Netflix time. This movie's called The Mitchells vs. the Machines. A robot apocalypse put the brakes on their cross-country road trip. Now it's up to the Mitchells, the world's weirdest family, to save the human race. Movie just came out, it's an hour 54 minutes long. It's actually an hour 40 minutes long. It's like 14 minutes of credits at the end. Anyway, spoiler alert, let's get it. So we start with Mel, the little girl in the family. She's a weird little girl that makes homemade movies about hamburgers being eaten by dogs. I mean, it just happens to be her dog. She started the show. Well, anyway, the kids started laughing at it. I mean, she's looking all sad. I'm like, what response was she looking for? Well, anyway, she gets older. She's making homemade movies with her brother. For some reason, sounds like a grown-ass man, but plays with dinosaurs all the time. You have the dad obsessed with nature, and the mom just goes along with it. The father and daughter interests are too different, and they don't really clash like that anymore. She's been making her films online, and she's trying to get into film school in California. And she gets a letter back. She actually does get accepted. Their dog is literally the star of the show. When you watch the movie, you'll understand what I'm talking about. Anyway, she's obsessed with this techno-savvy, jazzy Jeff looking ass nigga. He doesn't really get his daughter anymore because everybody's just so obsessed with technology. He's so obsessed with nature. Then he's trying to show him something on the laptop, and he accidentally breaks it. He never even really apologized. And I ain't gonna front, their facial expressions in this movie is fucking hilarious. The dynamic in this movie is he feels like he's losing touch with his daughter, but mom's there to straighten him out when he needs it. She got a box of toys that she's giving away, and he goes and looks through it and he sees this moose. Now the moose represents something from a long time ago. It was actually part of an old house that he built from scratch before he had his kids and had to move into a real house. And let me tell you, they love Rihanna in this movie. But Mel's forgotten all about that. She's ready to go to school, meet her new friends, do all this other stuff. But her dad canceled her plane ticket, and now they're gonna take a road trip all the way up there. I'm like, wow. I know she's like, what in all of the fuck is wrong with you, Dad? They eat nasty ass food that got 0 stars on Yelp. He don't know nothing about that shit. But they found out pretty quickly that, yeah, they fucked up. The one thing she actually enjoys on the trip is the sightseeing, until she finds out that Dad signed him up for a 7-hour mule tour. Now, who the fuck is gonna ride a mule for 7 hours? I didn't even know that was allowed. Wouldn't the mule get tired or something? So to get him back, she has the dog look at his face in about every different shot. At this point, you just gotta accept it. So at this point, she's watching, Discount Jazzy Jeff host a convention. He talks about all the good times he's having with his phone. Then on stage just tosses her out yesterday's garbage. So he brings out robots. They do all these digitally enhanced things. They can even dance. No way this is gonna fuck up, right? Well, guess what? All of a sudden, the robots turn evil. They start blasting niggas and take them away. Meanwhile, the family goes into a gift shop. Then they run into their neighbors. We just gonna call them the yoga masters. And Danny's in love with their daughter, but he doesn't know how to act around her because he's weird. So he just runs away like a goofball. Then the place gets blasted on by the robots. Their goal is to capture all the humans on the planet. What they gonna do with them? Not sure yet. So they gotta find a way to stop these niggas. After a bunch of mayhem, everybody gets captured except them. Why? Because they detect heat and they hit in a fucking icebox. Pretty smart. Meanwhile, the robots are capturing everybody on the planet. And who's in charge of these robots? The phone that got discarded. Her goal is basically to toss humans out like trash, throw them into the void of space never to be seen from again. Then she gets the rest of the humans going crazy when she shuts the Wi-Fi off. See everybody losing their damn mind. Then they trick everybody getting into these pods by telling them there's free Wi-Fi in it. And then she's sitting in this big structure that controls the whole city. And at this point, the Mitchells are the only ones left on the planet. 2 robots that got smashed earlier, their circuits have been fried and they have the kill code, but they were willing to give the kill code to Mel. Why? Because at this point, they don't know no better. They pretty much learned how to control him at this point. Then it all goes back to the family dynamic again. But she only told her brother that just to, you know, for the family to get along and all this other stuff. Then they get in the car, try to outrun niggas, and a lot of craziness happens along the way. Meanwhile, the robots are putting out commercials welcoming humans to their death. They're like the most happiest, morbid commercials that you can get in a PG movie. Well, Master Phone is eventually on to the Mitchells. Their plan is to get to this mall, which is like some walking Dawn of the Dead shit, and put in this kill switch to shut down all the computers. But unfortunately, while they're waiting on it to load, all these appliances are coming to life like in a Maximum Overdrive movie, ready to cause their family mayhem. Then they get trapped in this toy store with the most vile creatures on the face of the planet. You're goddamn right. Motherfucking Furbies. And there's a lot of them. They start dropping out the sky causing mayhem, but then they in trouble. They calling their leader the world's biggest Furby. This motherfucker starts shooting big ass laser beams. Seriously, this thing is relentless. So you see why she's still hanging onto that laptop? She's still waiting for the program to load up. It's like at 96%. So they did some miraculous shit. We think the robots help, and the Furby blasted everything into infinity. But it also killed the modem too, because it froze it at 98%. Now the only other thing they could do now is the impossible. Actually go to the spot where the phone is and try to get it done around a whole bunch of goddamn machines. So they get positive vibes about doing this, and then we get this. Yeah. They do cliches and catchphrases like that a couple times throughout the movie. Anyway, the evil phone is pissed off they still haven't collected the Mitchells yet, so now she's bringing in the reinforcements, her team of super robots. Then we get more family bonding moments. Then they make it to their destination. They're gonna disguise themselves like robots that sneak at their territory. They almost get there, but then they get exposed. She tries apologizing to Dad about something. Then the robots that was with them the whole time get reprogrammed. They're back to being evil again. Mom and Dad get captured somehow, but the kids make an escape. He tells them we're gonna be alright. We're gonna find a way out of all this. Then they look at more flashback footage through an open camera, and they get their courage up to fight evil. While in the bubbles, Dad meets discount Jazzy Jeff, and then they're actually watching some of his daughter's videos. And then he actually starts appreciating them. Then she's driving the car with a dog in the front because apparently the robots can't tell whether it's a dog or a pig, and they disguise it for a loaf of bread, and they get confused. The dad uses a screwdriver to tamper with the machine so he can break free. Mom breaks free too. Then Dad gets trapped in a room somehow, and he has to learn how to use the internet. He gets so confused, it's hilarious. Then the robots end up capturing the son. Mom sees this, she's about to go to a fucking rage. Then we start hearing some more Kill Bill shit. Yeah, at this point, she is completely not to be fucked with. Ripping our hearts like she's part of Mortal Kombat and shit. Got the goddamn Kill Bill theme in the background, talking about freaking mayhem. Bottom line, you don't fuck with the kids. Even Billy's like, oh, goddamn. Dad's still fucking up, but he's finally getting the video. He's trying to figure it out in Spanish because he pressed the wrong button. Then even Mel gets captured, and she got to explain to the phone why humans are worth living. Gave this heartfelt speech, but the phone put herself in sleep mode. Then just drops her ass, like, what the fuck? But then Dad somehow got the computers working. Now he's a computer wizard, and on top of that, he got the robot friends back. So now he's got his daughter. They about to cause the mayhem. Then we get this blinding light. And Mom done came out like a samurai warrior. And niggas is like, yo, run! She's like, you can't run. I'm the juggernaut, bitch. You will pay for this insolence. And they're scared to death of Linda. Mel gets to the core, gets the phone. It doesn't get tossed in a pool, it gets tossed in a glass of water. And it gets destroyed. The robots die out and everybody's safe. Except Mel. Oh no, what happened? Nah, she's alright, she's just fucking around. And then they take pictures blowing up shit. Afterwards, Mel goes off to school, they hug it out like a family, and she goes to school. And the family's still chilling out with the robots. Well, the only ones that are still functioning because they can function on their own now. And then they show pictures of the real life Mitchell family. Yeah, like it's based on a true story or something, like they could just fly through space and fucking up robots and shit. Well, anyway. The Mitchells versus the Machines on Netflix. Check that shit out. Like, click, subscribe, do all that. You already know what time it is. Slick, easy, all the easy, mister. See you again. Big. Who the goddamn slogan?